JMJC Radio,
news,
sports,
wrestling,
and much more.
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 1 of JMJC Radio, my weekly news podcast for the world of sports and celebrity deaths that will be available every Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. EST. Speaking of celebrity deaths, Bill Berg died January 9th at 86. He was best known for his role as Bobby in various Ernest projects. Black Bart died January 9th at 76. During his time wrestling, he won 3 championships in the CWF, 2 championships in GWF, 4 championships in Jim Crockett Promotions, and 4 championships in other various promotions. Marty Dermerett died January 11th at 71. He played in the MLB for the St. Louis Cardinals, Milwaukee Brewers, and Houston Astros. Robert Mockray died January 12th at 79 from complications with dementia. He was best known for his role as Fire Marshal Dobbins in Cheers. Marcel Bonin died January 19th at 93. He played in the NHL for the Detroit Red Wings, helping them win 1 Stanley Cup, Montreal Canadiens helping them win 3 Stanley Cups, and the Boston Bruins. Jeff Torborg died January 19th at 83. He played in the MLB for the LA Dodgers, helping them win 1 World Series, and the California Angels. He managed in the MLB for the Cleveland Indians, Chicago White Sox, New York Mets, Montreal Expos, and Florida Marlins. He also coached in the MLB for the New York Yankees. Dave Lucas died January 16th at 92. He played 1 game in the NHL for the Detroit Red Wings during the 1962-63 season. Legendary Milwaukee Brewers broadcaster Bob Uecker died January 16th at 90. He was the broadcaster for the Brewers from 1971 until he died. He also played in the MLB for the Milwaukee Brewers, St. Louis Cardinals, helping them win 1 World Series, Philadelphia Phillies, and Atlanta Braves. Tommy Brown died January 15th at 97 from complications of a fall. He played in the MLB for the Brooklyn Dodgers, Philadelphia Phillies, and Chicago Cubs. Gus Williams died January 15th at 77 from complications from a stroke. He played in the NBA for the Golden State Warriors, Seattle Supersonics, helping them win 1 NBA championship, Washington Bullets, and Atlanta Hawks. Moving over to NFL news. The Las Vegas Raiders have fired general manager Tom Telesco. The Atlanta Falcons fired defensive coordinator Jimmy Lake and defensive line coach Jay Rodgers. The New England Patriots signed Mike Vrabel to be their next head coach. 9-time Pro Bowl linebacker Khalil Mack is unsure if his football career will continue after the Los Angeles Chargers were eliminated by the Houston Texans in the wild card round. Philadelphia Eagles linebacker Nakobe Dean suffered a torn patellar tendon in his knee and will end his playoff run. Head coach Mike McCarthy and the Dallas Cowboys are parting ways after 5 seasons. Deontay Johnson is looking for a new team again. The Houston Texans waived the veteran wide receiver after 2 games. The Cleveland Browns are promoting tight ends coach Tommy Rees to offensive coordinator. The Tennessee Titans hired Mike Borgonzi as their next GM. The Atlanta Falcons hired former New York Jets interim head coach Jeff Ulbrich as their defensive coordinator. The Chicago Bears are finalizing a deal with Detroit Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson to become their next head coach. Washington Commanders starting right guard Sam Cosme has a torn ACL and is out for the remainder of the NFL playoffs. And the Indianapolis Colts are hiring former Cincinnati Bengals defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo as their next DC. Moving over to NBA news. The New Orleans Pelicans forward Herb Jones is out indefinitely after suffering a posterior labrum tear in his right shoulder. The Philadelphia 76ers and Philadelphia Flyers plan to build a new arena for the teams to share in the already existing South Philadelphia sports complex that also houses the Eagles and Phillies. The Washington Wizards are considering moving Jonas Valanciunas before the February 6th trade deadline if the right deal appears. Oklahoma City Thunder center Isaiah Hartenstein will be sidelined for at least 1 week due to a left soleus strain in his calf. The Charlotte Hornets are trading center Nick Richards and a second-round pick to the Phoenix Suns for wing Josh Okogie and 3 second-round selections. The Philadelphia 76ers announced that star Joel Embiid will be sidelined at least 7 to 10 days after an increase in swelling in his left knee following a workout. Oklahoma City Thunder forward Chet Holmgren is expected to be sidelined until early February at the earliest as he recovers from a hip fracture. Minnesota Timberwolves guard Dante DiVincenzo, or if I mispronounce names, I'm sorry, is out indefinitely after suffering a left great toe injury against the Golden State Warriors on January 15th. And finally, Golden State Warriors forward Draymond Green will miss at least 1 week after an MRI confirmed a left calf strain. Moving over to NHL news. The Columbus Blue Jackets placed first-line center Sean Monahan on injured reserve with an upper body injury. The Ottawa Senators signed forward Ridley Gregg to a 4-year contract extension carrying an average annual value of $3.25 million. The Utah Hockey Club winger Dylan Guenther is out indefinitely with a lower body injury. Edmonton Oilers winger Evander Kane underwent successful knee surgery Thursday that would require 4 to 8 weeks of recovery time. The Carolina Hurricanes retired Eric Staal's number 12 in a pregame ceremony in Raleigh. The OHL's Board of Governors approved the sale of the Brantford Bulldogs to Edmonton Oilers forward Zach Hyman and his family, including his brother Spencer and father Stuart. Calgary Flames forward Marty Pospisil was ejected for boarding Chicago Blackhawks veteran Taylor Hall during Calgary's 5-2 victory. Montreal Canadiens forward Emil Heineman will miss 3 to 4 weeks with what the club called an upper body ailment after being involved in a traffic accident as a pedestrian in Utah. Boston Bruins defenseman Charlie McAvoy is being shut down for a few games with a nagging injury. The Calgary Flames don't want to trade defenseman Rasmus Andersson before the March 7th deadline and are confused about teams inquiring about his availability. The Pittsburgh Penguins announced they placed goaltender Tristan Jarry on waivers. The Toronto Maple Leafs announced that center John Tavares is out week to week with a lower body injury. Nashville Predators GM Barry Torts isn't hanging up the phone when teams call about Ryan O'Reilly. The club isn't actively shopping the veteran center, but is listening to proposals. The Edmonton Oilers announced they signed free agent defenseman John Klingberg to a 1-year contract. The Pact contains a prorated salary of $1 million and a $350,000 signing bonus for a cap hit of $1.74 million. The Carolina Hurricanes announced they've activated goaltender Frederik Andersen off of IR. The NHL Department of Player Safety suspended New York Islanders forward Maxime, don't ask me how you say the last name, 3 games for a check to the head of Philadelphia Flyers forward Ryan Poehling. And finally, Edmonton Oilers captain Connor McDavid and Vancouver Canucks defenseman Tyler Myers were both suspended 3 games for their cross-checks during Saturday's contest. Moving over to MLB news. The Chicago White Sox announced that they signed former Boston Red Sox top prospect Bobby Dalbec to a minor league deal. The San Francisco Giants and veteran right-hander Justin Verlander agreed to a 1-year, $15 million contract. The Washington Nationals and infielder Ahmed Rosario agreed to a 1-year, $2 million contract. The Chicago White Sox signed veteran starting pitcher Martin Perez to a 1-year deal worth $5 million. The Miami Marlins left-hander Braxton Garrett will miss the 2025 season after undergoing elbow UCL revision surgery with an internal brace in December. The Los Angeles Dodgers have shipped former top catching prospect Diego Cartaya to the Minnesota Twins for minor league pitcher Jose Vasquez. The Pittsburgh Pirates signed reliever Caleb Ferguson to a 1-year, $3 million contract. The Toronto Blue Jays and all-star first baseman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. avoided arbitration by agreeing to a $28.5 million contract for 2025. The Baltimore Orioles are bringing in reliever Andrew Kittredge on a 1-year, $10 million contract. The Chicago Cubs and right-hander Colin Ree agreed to a 1-year, $5 million contract with a 2026 club option. Major League Baseball has banned 2 fans who interfered with the Los Angeles Dodgers outfielder Mookie Betts during the World Series game at Yankee Stadium from attending any games at big league ballparks. The Toronto Blue Jays and all-star reliever Jeff Hoffman agreed to a 3-year, $33 million contract. The Washington Nationals signed right-handed reliever Jorge Lopez to a 1-year, $3 million deal. The Atlanta Braves agreed to a minor league deal with first baseman Garrett Cooper that includes an invite to spring training. The Seattle Mariners and veteran infielder Donovan Solano agreed to a 1-year, $3.5 million contract. $35 million contract. Or $3.5 million. I don't know. I can't tell. The San Francisco Giants traded catcher Blake Sabol to the Boston Red Sox for international bonus pool space. The New York Mets are bringing back Jesse Winker, agreeing to a deal with the 31-year-old outfielder. Winker's deal is for $7.5 million with a chance to reach $9 million via bonuses. The San Diego Padres added some catching depth, agreeing to a minor league contract with veteran free agent backstop Martin Maldonado. The Chicago Cubs and star outfielder Kyle Tucker will avoid an arbitration hearing after agreeing to a $16.5 million contract for the 2025 season. The Toronto Blue Jays acquired outfielder Miles Straw, cash, and an international bonus pool money for the 2025 signing period from the Cleveland Guardians for a player to be named later. The Boston Red Sox and outfielder Jarren Duran avoided arbitration by agreeing to a 1-year contract that includes a 2026 team option. Duran will earn $3.85 million in 2025 while the 2026 option is valued at $8 million. The Athletics and veteran reliever Jose Leclerc agreed to a one-year contract. Leclerc will earn $10 million in 2025. The New York Mets agreed to a 2-year, $22 million deal with left-handed reliever A.J. Minter. The LA Dodgers agreed to a 4-year, $72 million deal with left-hander Tanner Scott. And the Toronto Blue Jays and outfielder Anthony Santander are in agreement on a 5-year contract worth $92.5 million. Yesterday in NBA action, the Chicago Bulls beat the LA Clippers 112-99. The New Orleans Pelicans beat the Utah Jazz 123-119 in overtime. The Boston Celtics beat the Golden State Warriors 125-85. The Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Phoenix Suns 118-92. The New York Knicks beat the Atlanta Hawks 118-110. The Memphis Grizzlies beat Minnesota Timberwolves 108-106. The Detroit Pistons beat the Houston Rockets 107-96. And the Charlotte Hornets beat the Dallas Mavericks 110-105. Today in NBA action, the Orlando Magic play the Toronto Raptors, the New York Knicks play the Brooklyn Nets, and the Portland Trail Blazers play the Miami Heat. Those three games start at 7:30 p.m. The Philadelphia 76ers play the Denver Nuggets at 10 p.m. and the Washington Wizards play the LA Lakers at 10:30 p.m. Yesterday in NHL action, the Pittsburgh Penguins beat the LA Kings 5-1. The Carolina Hurricanes beat the Chicago Blackhawks 4-3 in overtime. My Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 5-3. The Utah Hockey Club beat the Winnipeg Jets 5-2. The New York Islanders beat the Columbus Blue Jackets 3-1. The St. Louis Blues beat the Vegas Golden Knights 5-4 in a shootout. The Seattle Kraken beat the Buffalo Sabres 6-4. The Minnesota Wild beat the Colorado Avalanche 3-1. And the Boston Bruins beat the San Jose Sharks 6-3. Today in NHL action, the Tampa Bay Lightning play the Montreal Canadiens, the Detroit Red Wings play the Philadelphia Flyers, and the Ottawa Senators play the New York Rangers. Those 3 games start at 7 p.m. The Carolina Hurricanes play the Dallas Stars, and the San Jose Sharks play the Nashville Predators. Those 2 games start at 8 p.m. The Washington Capitals play the Edmonton Oilers at 9 p.m., and then the Florida Panthers play the Anaheim Ducks, and the Buffalo Sabres play the Vancouver Canucks, with those 2 games starting at 10 p.m. Now on to sports standings. Here are the current NBA standings. In the Eastern Conference, Cleveland Cavaliers are in first with a 36-6 record and a 2-game winning streak. In second, we have the Boston Celtics with a 30-13 record, a 1-game winning streak. Next up, the New York Knicks, a 28-16 record, 1-game winning streak. In fourth, the Milwaukee Bucks, 24-17 record, 4-game winning streak. In fifth, the Indiana Pacers, a 24-19 record, 2-game winning streak. In sixth, the Atlanta Hawks, 22-20 record, 1-game losing streak. In seventh, the Orlando Magic, 23-21 record, 3-game losing streak. In eighth, the Miami Heat, 21-20 record, 1-game winning streak. In ninth, the Detroit Pistons, 22-21 record, 1-game winning streak. And rounding out the top 10, the Chicago Bulls, 19-25 record, 1-game winning streak. In 11th, the Philadelphia 76ers, 15-26 record, 6-game losing streak. In 12th, the Brooklyn Nets, 14-29 record, 3-game losing streak. In 13th, the Charlotte Hornets, 11-28 record, 3-game winning streak. In 14th, the Toronto Raptors, 10-32 record, 1-game losing streak. And in 15th, the Washington Wizards, 6-35 record, 10-game losing streak. In the Western Conference, in first, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder, 35-17 record, 1-game winning streak. In second, the Houston Rockets, 28-14 record, 1-game losing streak. In third, the Memphis Grizzlies, 28-15 record, 3-game winning streak. In fourth, the Denver Nuggets, 26-16 record, 2-game winning streak. In fifth, the LA Clippers, 24-18 record, 1-game losing streak. In sixth, the LA Lakers, 22-18 record, 1-game losing streak. In seventh, the Dallas Mavericks, 23-20 record, 1-game losing streak. In eighth, the Sacramento Kings, 22-20 record, 2-game winning streak. In ninth, the Minnesota Timberwolves, 22-21 record, 2-game losing streak. And rounding out the top 10, the Phoenix Suns, 21-21 record, 1-game losing streak. In 11th, the Golden State Warriors, 21-21 record, 1-game losing streak. In 12th, the San Antonio Spurs, 19-22 record, 3-game losing streak. In 13th, the Portland Trail Blazers, 14-28 record, 1-game winning streak. In 14th, the New Orleans Pelicans, 12-32 record, 4-game winning streak. And in 15th, the Utah Jazz, 10-32 record, 3-game losing streak. Moving over to NHL standings. In the Metropolitan, we have the Washington Capitals, 31-10, 5 record, 67 points, 4-game winning streak. In second, the Carolina Hurricanes, 28-16, 3 record, 59 points, 2-game winning streak. And in third, we have the New Jersey Devils, 26-17, 6 record, 58 points, 4-game losing streak. In fourth, the Columbus Blue Jackets, 22-18, 7 record, 51 points, 2-game losing streak. In fifth, the New York Rangers, 22-24 record, 48 points, 1-game losing streak. In sixth, the Philadelphia Flyers, 21-26 record, 48 points, 2-game winning streak. In seventh, the Pittsburgh Penguins, 20-21-8 record, 48 points, 1-game winning streak. And in eighth, the New York Islanders, 19-27 record, 45 points, 2-game winning streak. Moving over to the Atlantic Division. In first, the Toronto Maple Leafs, 30-16, 2 record, 62 points, 3-game winning streak. In second, the Florida Panthers, 27-17, 3 record, 57 points, 1-game winning streak. And in third, the Tampa Bay Lightning, 25-17, 3 record, 53 points, 1-game losing streak. Moving over to the 2 wild card teams. For the Eastern, we have in fourth in the Atlantic, the Ottawa Senators, 24-18, 4 record, 52 points, 2-game winning streak. And, the Boston Bruins, 23-19, 6 record, 52 points, 1-game winning streak. And the bottom 3 in the Atlantic that are not in a wild card spot, the Montreal Canadiens, 23-19, 4 record, 50 points, 1-game winning streak. In seventh, the Detroit Red Wings, 21-21, 4 record, 46 points, 2-game losing streak. And in eighth, the Buffalo Sabres, 17-24, 5 record, 39 points, 2-game losing streak. Moving over to the Central Division. In first, we have the Winnipeg Jets, 31-14, 3 record, 65 points, 2-game losing streak. In second, the Minnesota Wild, 28-15, 4 record, 60 points, 1-game winning streak. And the Dallas Stars in third with 29-16-1 record, 59 points, 1 game winning streak. And in fourth in the wild card spot for the West Division, we have the Colorado Avalanche with a 28-19-1 record, 57 points, 1 game losing streak. To round out the bottom four in the Central, in fifth, we have the St. Louis Blues, 23-21-4 record, 50 points, 1 game winning streak. In sixth, the Utah Hockey Club, 20-19-7 record, 47 points, 3 game winning streak. In seventh, we have the Nashville Predators, 16-22-7 record, 39 points, 3 game winning streak. And in eighth, we have the Chicago Blackhawks, 15-28-4 record, 34 points, 1 game losing streak. And finally, we have the Pacific Division. In first, the Vegas Golden Knights, 29-14-4 record, 62 points, 4 game losing streak. In second, the Edmonton Oilers, 29-14-3 record, 61 points, 1 game losing streak. And in third, the LA Kings, 26-14-5 record, 55 points, 2 game losing streak. And to take the second spot in the Eastern Conference wildcard spot, we have the Calgary Flames, 22-16-7 record, 51 points, 1 game winning streak. And to round out the bottom four in the Pacific, we have the Vancouver Canucks, 20-15-10 record, 50 points, 1 game winning streak. In sixth, the Seattle Kraken, 21-24-3 record, 45 points, 2 game winning streak. In seventh, the Anaheim Ducks, 18-22-6 record, 42 points, 3 game losing streak. And in eighth, of course, where they always are, the San Jose Sharks, 14-29-6 record, 34 points, 3 game losing streak. Well, guys, that's all the time I have for today. I will talk to you guys next week. Thank you for listening. This has been JMJC Radio with your host, Jeremy Chaput. And as my 2 sayings always go, always shoot your shot before it's too late, and always tell your loved ones you love them, because you never know how much time you have left with them. Goodbye, everyone. Talk to you next time.